Summer events back-to-back. The T-Mobile Home Run Derby on ESPN July 11th and at 8 p.m. Eastern. And the very next night, don't miss baseball's biggest stars at the 87th All-Star Game presented by MasterCard, July 12th on Fox. Coverage begins at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. A couple of big nights coming up not too far from now as Suwano takes over on the mound for the Cardinals. He will replace Carlos Martinez, and Tommy Pham, who we saw pinch hit for Martinez, stays in the game and replaces Holiday in left. O has been tremendous for the Cardinals this year, especially that devastating slider that we've seen so many times this season.
Well, he's come in, and this is a guy that, of course, comes from Korea. Dominated over there, but maybe the best nicknames in all of baseball. Stone Buddha is one, if you believe Baseball Reference. I don't know if anybody actually calls him that. The Final Boss, which is great for a closer or a former closer, now setting up here in St. Louis. But his first year here in the States in MLB at 33 years old has been absolutely dominant.
His interpreter Eugene getting some FaceTime today.
Well, anytime you're in a situation where you have a translator and the guy let go goes in the game, that means the translator now is in the game and has to sit right next to the manager and be ready for a potential visit. I think his heart rate probably goes up just as much as O's does as he enters the game in a tight situation. You see it right there and how big that slider is. But on a 2-1 count, fastball count, Robinson Chirinos loading up, and that ball finishes a ball, but the sweep on it is really unbelievable. Very, very difficult for right-handed hitters to lay off.
Chirinos leading off the top of the 8th. And you mentioned his time overseas as a closer. 7 seasons of at least 35 saves. And 2 years in Japan against better competition, 80 saves combined. A tick right back to the glove of Molina for out number 1.
And really good execution here from O, because he goes that slider in the 2-1 count, and so now that gets in the back of a hitter's mind, and he comes back with 2 fastballs at 92 and 93. That is not overpowering by major league standards these days coming out of the bullpen, but because of the slider, because you have to have that in the back of your mind, a good located fastball even in the low 90s is going to fool a guy. And you see right here the last one to finish off the at-bat, kind of finishes up over the plate, not perfectly located, but because of that slider becomes so much more effective.
Mitch Moreland will pinch hit in the number 9 spot. Looks at a first pitch strike. Now Moreland, who is the everyday first baseman for Texas, has had some days off, at least defensively. Now his fielder has been at first base each of the last 3 days. Sounds like Moreland will start tomorrow in the finale.
It's really been impressive about O. Again, an older guy at 33 years old. Comes over here, you mentioned all the time in Korea, then 2 years in Japan. His 12.2 strikeout rate that he has right now in Major League Baseball entering this game is the highest that he has had since 2012. And so to see not a career high, but one of the highest he has seen in a long time against better competition makes it all the more impressive. The Cardinals did an excellent job scouting him, getting him to come here, and he's really been a bargain as well. It's a 1-year deal for $2.5 million. That's it.
Well, incredible too when you consider he's a righty who has been dominating facing lefties. Only pitchers this year that have held lefty hitters to a lower average. You're talking about Kershaw, Bumgarner, Danny Salazar, and then O. Good company to say the least.
And a lot of that will have to do with the split finger that he throws as well. Throw it about 10% of the time, so not a pitch that he uses nearly as much as his slider, which he throws about 25% of the time. But that's a good neutralizer for left-handed hitters. You can throw that split with good downward action. Moreland hasn't seen it yet. Looks like they're going to try to go slider in here.
And they tie him up. Moreland helpless. Back-to-back strikeouts from O to begin the 8th.
Molina wants that slider down and in, and that is exactly what he gets. But look at the finish. The break doesn't start too early, but it's big, but it's late break. And Mitch Moreland swinging right over the top, which now sets up an at-bat that a lot of people in Korea will be very interested in watching right now.
And a first pitch strike.
We see Shin-Soo Choo, of course, never played professionally in Korea. He was signed as an amateur. Of course, played all those years in Asia. But these guys played against each other in high school. And they are the same age, which is a big deal in Korea. And was a superstar as a high school player. Or excuse me, Choo was a superstar. Actually was not. He was a middle infielder. He was an okay player and ultimately went to college and then played all those years in Korea. But two guys of the same age from a country of 50 million, a smaller baseball country, and Choo's got bragging rights, at least today.
And with 2 strikes, no less. Back-to-back strikeouts to begin the inning, but a single up the middle for Choo, his second hit today. That'll bring in Desmond.
And you watch the body language of both of those guys, and they may not act like it's a big deal. This is a big deal. This may be headlines in Korea.
Now they meet in Missouri. Strike 1 to Desmond. Desmond has struck out twice today. He's also drawn a walk, looking for his first hit. The opposite way and dropping a fair ball to the corner. Choo trying to steam it at third base. He'll be held there, and suddenly the Rangers will bring the tying run to the plate. Two pretty quick outs from O to begin the 8th, and then a single and a double by Desmond.
This is a nice job by Desmond on a fastball that is middle in, keeps his hands in, gets the barrel to the ball. Watch his ball come back over a little bit more in the middle of the plate and inside. Good job, head down, driving that ball the other way. If O gets in any more trouble here, he's going to go back to that 2-strike at bat that he had against Shin-Soo Choo and his inability to finish him off, like we saw him do with the first 2 hitters of this inning.
First extra base hit today from a Rangers batter. Comes here in the 8th. Tie and run at the plate of Nomar Mazara. He looks at ball 1. Now these two teams, 2 of the very best in the game with the runners in scoring position. We have documented the success for the Cardinals this year, who were historic 2 years ago in this category. For the Rangers, not bad themselves, 3rd in the game. Two and nothing.
You see that stance by Mazara, such an open stance. So he comes closed again, but that front foot is almost out of the box when he gets set up. But he does a really nice job as he kind of recoils and gets reloaded. But you see that from the center field camera. You see how wide that he actually gets there. Look at that. That foot will come right back almost to even. It is even.
That gets right behind Molina. Choo scores standing. And the Rangers get their first run of the ball game. It comes here with 2 outs at the top of the 8th inning.
And it looked like Yadier Molina just flat out missed this ball. I mean, this is a swing, and I don't think, did that go between his legs?
It went between his legs.
Let's see if he hits him here. Catches the pants of Mazara, and because he swung, I guess it's not a dead ball. So that's not on Molina at all. Again, that just tells you how good that slider is on a 2-0 count.
Tied to the line. Adams can't hold on to it. Another run comes in. Desmond scores from third base. And now the Rangers have the tying run at first and the go-ahead coming up in Adrian Beltre. Well, if Adams could have held on, they would have had a chance to end the inning. It's an error, and here comes Matheny and company.
Well, that's a tough break for O. He gets the ground ball that he wants to Matt Adams, who ultimately ends up kicking that ball. So we see it right here. Good swing by Mazar. Good job by Adams to get there, but does not stick in his glove and pops out, and he ends up, we'll see it here, kicking it with his left foot. In the spirit of Copa America going on right now, but certainly O not too excited about it.
So a run scoring on a wild pitch and another run scoring on an error. "20 comeback wins this season, tied for the second most in baseball. The Rangers have the best record in one-run games this year, and they have the best record this month. They're 12-4 in June. Mazzara at first. Here's Beltre. 2 outs. Beltre after the first pitch and through the left side. Well, with 2 outs, the last 4 Rangers hitters have reached base. A single, a double, an error, and now another single, this time by Beltre. And the tying run pushed into scoring position.
We'll see here from O. This is a slider, but look at that ball just kind of back up and sit over the middle of the plate. Molina wanted the ball down and away. O was unable to get it there. And Adrian Beltre makes him pay.
That brings in Fielder. Eyes a strike. Now Fielder's base hit of the 4th, if you could believe it, an infield single. They had the shift on. He went the other way. 2 on and 2 out. Off the hands. 0-2. Fielder batting just .199 entering today's game, and he's got a chance here to tie, if not give the Rangers the lead in the 8th. Still nothing in 2.
And Molina now going to go out and talk to O, because it's an 0-2 slider that he wants buried, that he does not want Prince Fielder to be able to get the bat to that ball. See how we do here with any language barrier, maybe potentially. I think O knows exactly what Molina wants. But look at the setup. The same way that he finished off Mitch Moreland, that one catches just a little bit too much of the plate in that 0-2 count. He wants that ball in off the plate, giving Fielder no chance to get to it. Now they got to decide fastball or splitter away, maybe, and try to get Fielder on the swing and a miss.
The 0-2. High towering fly ball out to right field. Piscotty, only thing between him and the ball, the sunshine, he makes the catch. Fielder flies out to right field. The Rangers strand 2, but they get their first 2 runs of the game, and this game suddenly separated by 1.